Now here's a marketing question. Are tobacco companies merely paying lip service, or are we truly on our way to a smoke-free future? Cigarette brands are being forced to reinvent themselves. Also a new model that's set to shake up the current advertising agency environment, and a Dutch master comes to life through cutting-edge artificial intelligence. This is Mags on Media. Well, a very warm welcome to you. And with mounting pressure on traditional tobacco companies to come up with alternatives to smoking, multinational cigarette manufacturer Philip Morris International claims to be leading the charge in ensuring a smoke-free future. Like others in the field, the company has launched a portfolio of smoke-free products or electronic devices and estimates that 6.6 million people have been converted to its heated tobacco products, now available in 44 markets across the globe. Marion Saltzman is the Vice President of Communications for the company and joins us from Cape Town to explain the changing landscape and how that affects marketing and product development. Maria, a very warm welcome to the program. I want to start with this if we can, and I want you to set the scene here. You've worked with big tobacco the world over. These days, in 2019, how aggressive is the marketing approach in what is an increasingly regulated environment?
So I joined Philip Morris International almost a year ago, and I've quickly had to learn the ropes. I would say our marketing, because of the regulatory environments, is very much educational. It's our obligation, it's our moral obligation, it's our commercial obligation to educate smokers about better alternatives. If we can't get them to quit, we need them to switch to healthier, better-for-you products, our heat-not-burn product, IQOS. But we cannot be aggressive about it because in most countries around the world, in most cities around the world, we are so heavily regulated that we really have to bring our messages to people in much more subtle and controlled ways.
Having said that, though, you've also got to find, I imagine, a balance between education on the one hand, as you refer to it, but you also have the job of selling a product, don't you?
Yes, I mean, but what we're actually doing, I believe, is really we're selling a healthier way of living, a smoke-free future, a future of unsmoking, of giving up on combustible cigarettes. So it's not something you can do in a 30-second or a 60-second commercial, even if that was legal, which it is not. It's something you've got to do over some period of time with some high level of personal engagement to persuade the smoker to unsmoke themselves.
So I would ask you then, do you think the tobacco industry the world over in many respects is messaging itself out of business? Is this regulated environment and the move to safer products actually signaling the death knell of the tobacco industry as we know it?
I think we might be signaling the end in many places of combustible cigarette consumption. So maybe the end of smoking and the beginning of something new. And that's something new, the smoke-free future, what we're calling unsmoking. That really is the beginning of a very, very different set of behaviors, better-for-you behaviors, while we are still advocating, if you can, quit. And certainly don't start.
Maria Saltzman, do those rules apply the world over, or is this very much a Western-driven debate? For instance, if you go to the Middle East, if you go to the Far East, tobacco consumption there, according to the research I've done, is it's either not stopping or in many cases is on the increase, isn't it?
I think you have to look at consumption on a very hyper-local level, on a city level, on a country level. In Japan, I believe we've converted nearly or about 20% of our people are using IQOS. They're using the unsmoking device. They're using a smoke-free product. I think we've had a very good conversion rate in Korea as well. It really varies very much country by country, regulations by regulation. So it would be impossible to make a sweeping statement about any one place, even any one region, because no regions are the same. We have been able to introduce IQOS in about 40 countries so far to try to move people away from combustible cigarettes.
I'm interested to know why a person would take a job in the tobacco industry, given the increasing and accelerating negativity around it when it comes to health risks. What motivated you, I wonder?
I really grow and intellectually prosper from hard challenges. I am not a smoker. I've never been a smoker. I'm a relatively anti-smoking person, but the opportunity to convert people from smoking to something that's a better for you choice is something I find very compelling, very challenging, and I wasn't looking for an easy job. I was looking really, I guess, for the last job in my career to be one where I could help make people's lives better. And it's an ironic thing to choose a tobacco company when you want to do something good for you. But I really became convinced that taking people off combustible cigarettes and moving them towards healthier choices was a good for you opportunity.
Is this smoke-free world that you're talking about something that big tobacco is really paying attention to, that they're embracing the philosophy, or is it simply expedient lip service that they're providing to this debate, that fundamentally their job is still to sell cigarettes?
I've been at Philip Morris for 11 months now. I've not even participated in a single conversation about how to sell a combustible cigarette. So for me, I'd say there's no charade here. This is about driving people towards the healthier portfolio, the better portfolio, the harm reduction portfolio. I can't speak on behalf of Big Tobacco. I work at Philip Morris International. I can only speak on behalf of Philip Morris and the work we're doing, where I think it's absolutely genuine. I had the luxury during the recruitment process of spending almost a half a year really getting to know them. And at least 3 or 4 times in my recruitment process, I pulled myself out because I had the same questions you're raising. Could this possibly be for real? Why would they do this? Why would they give up the cash cow of combustible cigarettes? And I've come to understand that they've put $6 billion of their hard-earned profits into already developing this better for you portfolio. I certainly know it's for real at Philip Morris. Again, I can't answer on behalf of any other company.
The education messaging, Maria, that you speak about, how is that being crafted and tailored to address younger people the world over, given that that is a target market that is still picking up traditional cigarettes?
We, first of all, do not do any marketing to anyone under legal smoking age anywhere in the world. That is our full commitment. We do everything we can at the center and in our market leadership to enforce that protocol. For us, the young smoker is not the emphasis. In fact, our goal is to convert people who are already smoking to our harm reduction portfolio. It is not to bring new people into the franchise. There's already enough people on the planet smoking. Our goal is to either get you to quit or to get you to convert.
Do you really think that health warnings on packets of cigarettes work, as graphic as they have become?
Well, I can tell you this. I grew up as a non-smoker, and I think being told again and again in various formats, whether it was teachers in school, whether it was my parents who did smoke, or whether it was seeing packaging, I certainly got the message. So I'm going to say that I think messaging can be effective. It may not be good for us, but it's certainly good for the planet. I think that counts most.
Next, a Dutch master brought back to life through the use of cutting-edge artificial intelligence, and an insurance company uses its outdoor marketing campaign for good.